The Pikmin series has undergone a radical expansion and evolution over the last few years, and now, seemingly out of nowhere, series creator Shigeru Miyamoto has expressed interest in making a Pikmin movie. Hi, my name's Vantage Emblem, and today we're going to talk about why head series cheerleader Shigeru Miyamoto is talking about a Pikmin movie, what's going on, where this news comes from, and more. So if you want to see me cover more Pikmin news like this, leave a like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get right into it because there is a lot to cover. So, obviously, Nintendo has been making movies recently, and so far this has turned out to be extremely profitable for them. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, which they made with Illumination, is, as of the time of this recording, the highest grossing animated movie based on a video game of all time. Given the overwhelming success of this movie, Nintendo has announced a sequel, Super Mario World, and there's also been rumors of some spin-off films from the Mario IP, specifically one starring Charlie Day's Luigi, and one starring Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong, but the only thing we know concretely is that this Super Mario World movie is going to exist. Additionally, we know that Nintendo is working on a live-action The Legend of Zelda movie, so clearly Nintendo is very interested in taking their IP and putting it into a movie format. So that's all great, but where does Pikmin come into this? So you might have seen this tweet by Culture Crave, and we'll get into the IGN interview that it's based on with Shigeru Miyamoto, but according to this tweet that's been blowing up, Shigeru Miyamoto says that one of his major goals is to grow the Pikmin franchise. There's an unwritten rule where Pikmin are allowed to appear in other Nintendo universes, and making a movie could be really fun. As we've been talking about on the channel, Pikmin 4 is way more successful than any prior Pikmin game, and I think this has changed what avenues the Pikmin series can go into. Shigeru Miyamoto knows it's possible for Pikmin to be big now because Pikmin 4 was extremely successful, or at least extremely successful in comparison to prior Pikmin games, because Pikmin 4 grew the series, and that's really what this is about. Miyamoto knows that with investment, the Pikmin IP can grow and expand, and not only does Pikmin 4 prove this, Pikmin 3 Deluxe proves this as well, with the re-release selling way better than the original Pikmin 3, and Pikmin 4 selling even better than that re-release. So there's clearly an upwards trajectory to the sales of the Pikmin franchise, and the series seems primed for growth. Decades ago, Shigeru Miyamoto said that he wanted Pikmin to be the next Mario, and if there ever was a time for him to make it a bigger IP than it currently is, it's now, and I think that's where this film idea comes from. The only way to grow the Pikmin IP is to use the Pikmin IP, so a Pikmin movie would be a great opportunity to do that. And this wouldn't be the first time. Nintendo has made 3 Pikmin short movies in the past, and Shigeru Miyamoto was the project leader for these 3 shorts: The Night Juicer, Treasure in a Bottle, and Occupational Hazards. I love the short movies, but they are short. They are not a feature-length film, and so they're able to do a lot with the source material, but it's definitely not a one-to-one template that could be used for a feature-length film. So this is a great discussion and all, but this is coming from a tweet that's reporting on an IGN article. So let's go take a look at the actual article itself and see what Shigeru Miyamoto says and how this applies to the Pikmin series, Pikmin movies, and just the future of Nintendo as a whole. So the article begins with Super Nintendo World, and Miyamoto being interviewed about the theme park, the process behind making the theme park, the collaboration with Universal to make this theme park area a reality, etc, etc. But then, the IGN interviewer asks Miyamoto the following question. I loved finding all the little Pikmin around the park, and then I noticed today that there, and I don't want to spoil where they are, but there's some in the Donkey Kong section. So I was like, yes, they put them in there too. What's one of your favorite little details in the parks? And so Miyamoto talks about how proud he is of the interactivity of the parks, but a few questions later, he weaves his way back to talking about Pikmin. Here's what he has to say. And going back to Pikmin, I really appreciate you bringing it up. I spent a lot of time the past 5-6 years really wanting to grow Pikmin. Obviously, a lot of that is focused around Pikmin Bloom, and there were also new Pikmin titles that released, but I wanted to see if there's other ways that we can have people engage and get to know Pikmin that's outside of the population that plays video games, for example. And it really stems back to 20 years ago when we did a presentation where it starts off with, "There's a Pikmin next to you." And so, in Nintendo, there's sort of like an unwritten rule. Mario needs to stay in the Mario universe, or Splatoon needs to stay in Splatoon, and we don't use different characters in the same place. But Pikmin has this kind of unwritten rule where they're okay to appear with other characters. The IGN interviewer then keeps this line of conversation going. He says, they're small and sneaky. They can get into anything. I love Pikmin. I still bring my 3DS with me everywhere, and my kid watches the Pikmin shorts that you worked on. We love them. Do you ever think that Pikmin could expand into more areas at the theme park or movies, longer shows, and stuff like that? Because they're awesome, and people need more Pikmin. And Miyamoto, being Miyamoto, and starting one of those infamous interview lines that's gonna be cited probably forever until we actually do get a Pikmin movie, said, obviously, I can't say yes or no here, but I really see Nintendo as sort of like a talent agency, and we have within our roster a lot of talented characters. So we create a game with a certain gameplay concept, gameplay experience, and then we look at the roster and see who would best fit this gameplay concept or experience. So, looking at things from that perspective, I think Pikmin has a lot of potential to be used in many different occasions. When you're looking at small kids, they have a certain appeal for things that are cute, and when they grow older, maybe in their 20s, they start to lose appeal for that. But I think Pikmin has this unique ability to have appeal across a broad range in that it's still appealing for both younger audiences and older audiences, and in Japan. And so I'm hoping that we can expand that globally. So whether it's some kind of a movie or a show, things like that would be really fun. Wow, that is a lot to unpack. I mean, first things first, I want to make it clear, I am never taking a Shigeru Miyamoto interview, especially one like this where he's very vague, at face value, especially after the Pikmin 4 is close to completion fiasco we had, where for like half a decade the game was rumored to be mostly done, and at the same time, every single Nintendo Direct would come by and there'd be no sign of Pikmin whatsoever. But this all makes sense. Miyamoto wants to grow the Pikmin as stars, and that probably realistically includes Olimar and other characters like maybe Ochi and Louie as well. But most importantly, Shigeru Miyamoto sees the value of expanding the reach of the Pikmin IP to children and adults, right? Having the all ages demographic access Pikmin. This means it's unlikely that he's going to focus on dumbing down Pikmin in a movie or future games, and that's just really good to see. I'm aware Pikmin 4 simplified a lot of things about the game and the mechanics of the game, but all in all, if it's aiming for an all-ages demographic, over the course of the next several Pikmin games, we're probably going to get some darker moments, we're probably going to get some lighter moments, and it's going to be a really nice balance. Speaking of future Pikmin games, what does this all mean for the future of Pikmin, and what does growing the IP exactly mean? Could we be seeing spin-off games? He speaks favorably of Bloom still, or maybe a Pikmin 4 Switch 2 port, or a Pikmin 5 soon, or all of the above. And probably more merch too, all things considered. If nothing else, this interview is confirmation that the Pikmin series is doing well and here to stay, and that is amazing. So, as far as details on what this movie could be, I'm actually going to link in the iCard right now a collab video I did with Daz Reviews a little while ago, where we talk about what a potential Pikmin movie could look like. The good and the bad, and I highly, highly recommend you check out that video if you're interested more in the concept of a Pikmin movie. Daz is a really cool guy, and back when he did Pikmin content on the regular, he was the Pikmin YouTuber that I watched growing up, and it was really cool to be able to collaborate with him on this project. But anyway, that's all the Pikmin news I have for you today. What do you think about it? Would you be excited for a Pikmin movie? Do you think the Pikmin series is still in a bad place? Do you think it's in a good place? Do you think that Pikmin is turning into a pun absolutely intended industry plant IP? One of my friends said that, and I just laughed so hard. Do you think that this is just Miyamoto rambling again and doesn't actually mean anything, just like the Close to Completion interview? Or do you think this is legitimately impactful for the future of the Pikmin series? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Anyway, I'll stop rambling and end things here. My name is Vantage Emblem. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more Pikmin news like this, leave a like, subscribe, all that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm so excited about it, and I'll see you guys there. Bye, everyone!